Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Tigard Oregon real estate market. This update will cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, August 21st. So as I always do, I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you. First off, looking at active listing activity. So I show we had 28 new properties come on the market in Tigard this last week, and you can kind of see that matches a kind of a weekly low here over the past 8 weeks, matching the 28 kind of to begin the period here. Ended the week with 163 homes on the market. And you can see that it's been very steady here over the past 6 weeks. It has not varied much more than, one or two listings per week. Inventory level has been very stable in Tigard. The median list price and the days on market for the active listings, you can see what that's transpired. So we started at 665 and got down to 630, and we ended at 665. So kind of went down and has come back up to where we started the period here. And the days on market you can kind of see, has been increasing, particularly here over this past month. Got up to about 27 days of average market time for these total amount of listings here. So homes are definitely, on average hanging on the market much longer than what we had experienced here earlier this year. So moving along to pending sales. So last week I show we had 27 homes go pending, and man, it's been 3 in a row now with 27 per week. So this is not, again, has not varied much across the 8 weeks here. It's been, fairly steady on a weekly basis, and same thing for the total number of pendings. So this last week, slight low, so 152 pendings as of this last week. And you can kind of see that, it's been very consistent right at 160 for the, 5 or 6 weeks prior to that. The median price and the days on market for the pendings. So the price, as you can kind of see, has been steadily kind of coming down. We had a high of 637 8 weeks ago, and it has been coming down. Got below 600 this last week to 596 was the median price for the pendings. And the days on market have been increasing as well, along with the actives here. So I had a low of 6 days 2 months ago, and this last week kind of came in at 15. So the homes that are getting under contract are, kind of staying on the market closer to, a couple weeks now, as opposed to more closer to a week, 2 months ago. And then finally here, we'll look at the sold listing activity. So as of the time I put the info together here, I show we had 25 homes close in Tigard this last week. Been pretty steady, here over the past month or so, 5 weeks, in in the mid 20s per week. And when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity here, the last reading here was 103 closings over the last 4 weeks, and you kind of see that that's a low for the 8 weeks here, just down 1 from the prior week. So not as many closings as we had earlier in the period. And the median price and the days on market for those solds, you can kind of see we started at 622, got up to 650 for a couple weeks. It's dipped back down this past couple weeks. It's been 617 and 619 this last week. And then days on market, again, that has been on the rise, like actives and pendings. So we started at 5 for the first month, and this last month has been increasing. This last week kind of came in at 10 days of average market time for the sold listings. And then lastly here, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the OLP, or original list price, of the property. And you can kind of see we started the period at about a little over 4 weeks of inventory 8 weeks back, and it has been slightly rising here over the past 8 weeks. We've increased it at about 2 weeks of inventory here. So the last couple weeks has been, a little over 6 weeks of inventory in total here. So, definitely, not as hot as it was, but, with less than 2 months of inventory, I would say that's still solidly kind of a seller's market environment. And you kind of also can look at that from the sale price as a percent of the list price perspective. We were at 105% here 8 weeks back. bit dropped, got down to closer to 100% list price, and it's been right there this whole past month. That has not moved much off of that, so it's been pretty steady this past month in terms of sellers getting right at their asking price. So still a very competitive market for buyers, but not as frantic and going over ask like we were seeing earlier this year. So I hope this weekly update has been helpful and informative for you. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you further about what's happening in the market or something in your particular situation. So look forward to your call. And as always, I would appreciate any likes, comments, or shares that you have. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're seeing this on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and help you follow along on a weekly basis, keep track of what's happening in your local market. So as always, I appreciate you watching and hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot.